Have you ever wondered if certain terms, often used interchangeably, actually carry different weight in the eyes of the law? Understanding these distinctions can be very helpful when navigating workplace rights and regulations. While often discussed together, sex discrimination and gender discrimination are legally distinct concepts, although they frequently overlap and are both prohibited under workplace protection laws. Sex discrimination traditionally refers to unfair treatment based on biological characteristics, meaning whether someone is male or female. Gender discrimination, on the other hand, extends to discrimination based on a person's gender identity, their gender expression, or nonconformity to gender stereotypes. This includes discrimination against transgender individuals, individuals who are gender non-binary, or even cisgender individuals who do not fit traditional expectations of how a man or woman should act or present themselves. While Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1960 initially focused on sex discrimination, landmark Supreme Court rulings, particularly Bostock v. Clayton County in 2020, have clarified that discrimination based on gender identity or sexual orientation is indeed a form of sex discrimination. So, the legal protection against sex discrimination is broadly interpreted to encompass gender discrimination. For you as an employee, understanding this distinction is empowering. It means that regardless of whether the discrimination is based on your biological sex or your gender identity and expression, the protection against unfair treatment in the workplace generally applies. Look for situations where you or a colleague are treated differently because of your sex, your gender identity, or your nonconformity to gender stereotypes in areas like hiring, promotions, pay, assignments, or even in the way you are spoken to. A key concept here is gender stereotyping. This is when an employer makes decisions or treats someone poorly because they do not conform to traditional ideas about how men or women should behave, dress, or perform their job. For example, telling a male employee he cannot take on a caregiving role because it is a woman's job, or penalizing a female employee for being too assertive, can be forms of unlawful gender discrimination based on sex stereotypes. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, is the federal agency responsible for enforcing these laws, and they provide robust guidance on these issues. Ultimately, while the terms sex and gender discrimination have nuanced differences in their historical and conceptual meanings, their practical application in United States employment law has evolved to offer comprehensive protection. This means that unfair treatment based on either biological sex or gender identity and expression is prohibited. Knowing this empowers you to advocate for fair treatment and understand your rights in the workplace.